All right. So today we'll start our actual lessons, I guess. Last class was just a basic introduction to the SAT and everything in it. Before we start, I would like to say my tutoring is not going to be me teaching you too much of anything. It's just going to be me doing practice problems and showing you how I do them, and you guys letting you guys practice them while doing them right after. So yeah, let's just get started. So the SAT math section is divided into 4 content areas. Heart of algebra, which is basically linear equations and linear inequalities. Problem solving and data analysis, which is ratios, proportions, percentages, units, and other values used to describe.
Akash, can you increase volume on your laptop?
Okay. I don't think I can increase the password I have right now. So yeah, so heart of algebra usually has 19 questions and is, I guess, the most prolific of the sections, with most of the problems being there. Problem solving and data analysis.
One second, Akash. Can everyone on the call able to hear? If you're able to hear, just raise your hand and okay, sounds like at least majority of you are able to hear. So you can raise your hand down. Continue, Akash.
Okay, yeah, so as I was saying, part of algebra comprises of most of the math section of the SAT, with problem solving and data analysis being right behind it. Then you have passport to advanced math, which is basically everything, the more advanced maths, with algebra 2 being covered in there. It's 16 questions, so it's still a really prolific section. And you have additional topics in math for the final section. This is basically everything that wasn't covered in the previous 3 sections and comprises of the least amount of questions. However, if you do want to score a high score, you need to know the advanced additional topics in math. So the use of calculators in the SAT and ACT. For the SAT, you can only use the calculator on the portion of the test labeled math with calculator. Not every question in the math with calculator section needs the calculator, and sometimes it's faster to do it without one. Most calculators are allowed, but some are banned, and you can search up what the list of acceptable calculator is. For ACT, you can use a calculator on every portion of the math section. And for the just like the SAT though, not every question requires a calculator, and it's sometimes faster to not use one. And you should familiarize yourself with the calculator you want to use during the SAT and ACT beforehand, just so it's easier to use it during the SAT and ACT, and you don't have to waste time searching for buttons. So heart of algebra. Within the heart of algebra, there's 3 main topics: linear equations, which contain linear expressions and linear inequalities, systems of linear equations, and systems of linear inequalities. I'll talk about them in more specifics later, but the types of questions that are usually in there include creating, solving, and interpreting a linear equation with 1 or 2 variables, building a linear function that models a linear relationship between 2 quantities. Basically, it's basically showing the relationship between 2 different things, with 2 different variables, x and y in some cases, and it can be other variables. Creating, solving, and interpreting systems of linear inequalities with 2 variables, and algebraically solving linear equations or inequalities with 1 or 2 variables. The final thing that is usually used for questions with heart of algebra is interpreting variables and constants and expressions for linear functions. So what are linear equations? A linear equation is an algebraic equation where each term has an exponent of 1 at max, and when this equation is graphed, it always results in a straight line. The standard form for linear equation in 1 variable is a form ax plus b equals 0. The most commonly used equation for linear equations on the SAT is y equals mx plus b, with m being the slope and b being the y-intercept. Although the equation may be in a different variation, such as ax plus by equals to c, you can always convert it into y equals to mx plus b, just to make it easier for yourself when you have to graph it or do other such problems with it. The SAT typically tests these types of questions through word problems, such as the one on the next page. So here's an example of a linear equation practice problem. I'll give you guys a minute to just like go through it and try to do it, and I'll do it right after. Yeah, while everyone's doing that, I guess Sandy, you can ask a question.
Oh no, I thought there was like get to like get the answer and everything. It's C, right? Because 73 is a constant, 8 ends the after because the years.
I'll do the question right after.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, so I guess I'll just show you how I go through this. So for these problems, it's best to just go one by one and look at what variables are. So you're given that there's 783 miles of paved roads in 2014, and which is, I guess, your starting number. In 2015, the county starts building 8 miles of paved roads each year. So if n is like the number of years after 2014, this basically means that it's going to increase at a linear rate. Which of the following functions gives functions f gives the number of miles of paved roads that will be in country x. So basically, you can take out a because 783 is going to be your constant number. You could take out b because of the same reason. 783 is not going to increase every year. You're not going to go up by 783. With c, it seems like the correct answer because you're increasing by 8 every single year, which is given by 8n. And for d, you don't start out with 2014 miles in country X. So the answer is C.
Anyone have any questions? Raise your hand.
1 second. Someone is requesting remote control of my screen. It keeps saying that. Okay, I guess you have a question.
So I think I might have read the question wrong, but like, doesn't the 783 miles get like increased per year?
It is increased further, but that is like your baseline. At very minimum, you have 783 miles because that's what they had before 2015.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, well, continue. 1 second, clear. Right. Here's another question. You guys have, I'll give you guys a minute to do this one as well. Oh, and I think this question is a calculator question, so you guys can use it. All right, I'll solve it. So what you do is, second. So what you do is you set having some difficulties trying to get the draw button. So you set the equation 80 x, I'm sorry if I'm drawing this really badly, plus 10,000 equals to 106K. Then you subtract 10,000 simply because that is the same. It doesn't have a variable from 106K, and you get what 96K. Then you take the 96K and you divide by 80 because that is, you're isolating for X. And if you do that, you should get 1,200. And yeah, I guess that's what most of you have said you got. Does anyone have any questions with this one? This one was pretty easy. It's just algebra.
Yeah, whenever you have a question, feel free to raise your hand and then we will try to unmute and you can ask a question at any point of the time in the class.
Yeah, so someone asked if that is the correct answer. Yes, 1,200 is the correct answer. So systems of linear equations are basically what we just did, systems, linear equations, but there's multiple, typically 2, but there can be 3 as well. But so basically these are much more common than single line linear equations because they are harder, I guess, than single line linear equations. And I guess it's just a way for the SAT to get more questions in. The SAT uses both word problems and equations to test you on the subject, with you being either given a word problem, which I guess gives you all the necessary details to make a system of linear equation, or you're given 2 lines or 3 lines of linear equations and you're asked to solve for X, Y, or even Z if there's a third one. So here's another problem. I'll give you guys another 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. 1 second. I hope that's enough time to do this. So basically, for this question, you okay? So you set the sum of the prices, which is $130. Whoops, $130 equals to 9%. Okay, I didn't read the question correctly. I'm sorry. So Miza bought a pair of pants in a briefcase at a department store. The sum of the prices of the pants in the briefcase before the sales tax was $130. So this value, you have to make sure you have it in your equation. There's no sales tax on the pants and 9% sales tax in the briefcase. So there's nothing extra you have to add on the pants, and there is something you have to add on the briefcase. The total that Miza paid, including sales tax, was $136.75. What was the price in total dollars of the pants? So basically, you make 2 variables, P for pants plus B for briefcase. We don't know the total value of it, but we do know when before sales tax, this was how much they cost, $130. So from this, then you make another equation, P plus B plus B times 1.09 equals to 136.75. From here, we can isolate the fact that the only difference between the two was 6.75. 6.75 is the only difference, which means 6.75 is 0.09 of the briefcase.
I
And-
have a question.
Yeah.
Why is it 1.09 exactly?
So think about it this way. So you have the base cost of the briefcase, right? And you're taking 9% of sales tax. So 9% is basically 0.9, simply because a percentage divided by 100 is your point. And you want 9% more than the base cost, so you do times 1.09. So yeah.
I had
so,
a question.
yeah.
So was this a calculator question or no?
I think this might be a calculator question. I'm not entirely sure. I made this a while ago, and yeah.
Please say if it is or not, so I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna guess this is a calculator question simply because this has decimals in it and you need to multiply some stuff. So yeah. So 6.75 is 0.9% of B. Then, since you know it is not 0.9% of B, and you basically multiply 0.9 out to 6.975, yeah, 6.75. So 1 second, 0.9 price in dollars of the pants. Okay, yeah, so basically with the 0.9, you know that 6.75 is 0.9% of your briefcase. You get whatever the value of the briefcase is, and you subtract 130. I have to get my calculator out 1 second. So yeah, basically what you do is you multiply the 6.75 times 100 to get, I guess like the percentage of it, and then you divide by 90, and you get 75 for your briefcase. $75 is your briefcase value. Yeah, clear. So I'm gonna work in a much neater way. So 0.09 or 9% of B equals to 6.75. So then you do 9 over 100 to represent the fact that it's 9% times B is 6.75. We have that. Now you isolate for X. You isolate for B. You do 6.75 times 100 over 9 to get the value of B, which in this case is 75. So then once you isolate the fact that the briefcase is $75, you just plug it in. So our original equation was P plus B, which is 75, equals to 130. Equals to 130. And from that, you can get the fact that P equals to 55. Yeah. That is it for this question. I'll move on to the next one.
Wait. Okay. Go ahead, Nikita.
Oh yeah.
My question is, for the last question, what is the sales tax formula, and it wasn't needed in the last question, in this question?
No, simply because you're given the difference between the two prices. So you know that 9 sales tax, which is the only difference between before and after, is 6.75.
Okay.
Sanjay, go ahead.
So the price of the briefcase was $75, right?
Yep.
So is that including the sales tax?
No, that's before the sales tax.
So do you have to find the sales tax and add it later?
So basically, the only reason we have the sales tax is to find out what 9% of the case is. And you don't need a sales tax past that simply because you can just plug it into the original equation. I'm not sure if that answered your question. Just unmute yourself again if you still have a question about it.
Aditya, go ahead.
Do you need to show all your work in the SAT?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Kausalya, go ahead.
You're not unmuted if you were talking.
Okay. So wait, how did you get $75? I'm a bit confused about that. Like, how did you get the price of the briefcase?
Okay, so I'll say it again. I don't think I was very clear about it before. So you have 9% of the briefcase, right? Equals to 6.75, simply because that's the only difference between the two. So you can convert that into 9/100 because that's what 9% is, times B equals to 6.75, right? Then you multiply, you're trying to isolate for this value. So you multiply by 100. So 6.75 times 100 times 100 equals to, well, B, 9B equals to 6.75 times 100. Then you divide by 9 on both sides, and you get B equals to 6.75 times 100 over 9. And if you use your calculator to solve this out, you get 75 for your briefcase price.
Jagan, Kausalya, I guess you're good, right?
No, I have the same question.
Okay, great. Lower your hands once you guys are done. That way it becomes easy. Veda.
So for this, you wrote one equation, which was P plus B equals $130. And then for the second equation, you wrote P plus B plus, in parentheses, 1.
Yeah, I wrote that wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you do need to know is the first equation, P plus B equals to 130. And the second equation is 9% of 9/100 B equals to 6.75.
Kiran, we will limit every question probably 10 questions everybody can ask. Otherwise, we will not be able to get through. There's quite a bit to cover. Okay, we will limit after Kiran. Maybe we'll give a chance to one more, and then we will limit towards the end. Okay, make a note of it, of the slide or something like that. Then we can ask in the end.
So I'm asking, when we answer, do we answer with the sales tax or without the sales tax, or is that only on a briefcase?
So the sales tax is only on the briefcase since it explicitly says there's no sales tax on the pants.
Thank you.
And it's the
Yeah.
pants.
Thank you.
Kamal.
Aren't systems of linear equations put into like answered as coordinate points?
So no, there's multiple different questions that the SAT asks on systems of linear equations. Some of them do have coordinate points where you find the intersection between 2 points, between 2 lines, but others are like this, where you're given a word problem where you have to make 2 different equations and just find one of the values.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Anirudh.
Wouldn't the answer be 55 because we're solving for the pants and not the briefcase?
Yeah, that is the answer. This is just like what the briefcase is because that's what someone asked beforehand after I raised the work.
Prabhu.
So I put the second part as P plus 1.09 times B equals 136.75. Would that still be like correct for the second equation? Because you put it as something different.
It is technically right, but I guess it's easier just to have 9/100 times B equals to 6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you're just eliminating 2 unnecessary things for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Partha.
Would this question be more of a systems of linear equations problem or exponential growth/decay problem?
This would be a systems of equations problem simply because you don't need any knowledge of exponential growth or decay because it's all given to you. There's only 2 values that change between the 2 things. It's a 9% increase on this and this changed. So you know this is a 9% of the briefcase is 6.75. And from there, it's just two equations. You isolate for a variable in one of them, and you plug it into the other equation.
Okay.
Kausalya?
I have a question. So, how did you get your answer as 55? I'm also a bit confused on that.
Okay, so basically, so we got to 75 as the briefcase, right? And we know that 130, I'll write at the top because there's no space at the bottom. 130 equals to P plus B. With that, you plug in B as 75 because we just found that, plus P. P plus 75 equals to 130. And when you subtract 130 minus 75, you get 55 as your answer for P. And that is what they're asking. What is the price in dollars of the pants?
Sai?
So I have a question about this concept. What does the value B stand for to get to 6.75?
So basically what I did is I didn't want to write out briefcase and pants over and over again. I took the first letter and just assigned them as a value. I said B is briefcase and P is pants, and I just put the dollars in the equal sign.
Okay.
Akash, move on to the next question.
All right. Second.
One more last question, Mohit.
So I was wondering if you could use substitution for the two equations in like the start, or do you have to use, like, can you substitute like P for B in the equations?
Basically what I just did is substitution. I solved for one variable on one side and I substituted that value that I got into the other equation. That is what substitution is.
Cool. Go on to the next one.
Okay, so yeah, as someone asked before, this is a different type of systems of linear equations. This is the other format that they ask them in usually. I'll give you guys around 2 minutes to just do this. All right, I guess we can just do this right now. So what I do for this problem, since the x values are the same, you can eliminate them. So 6x plus 3y equals to 33 is the first equation, and 6x minus y equals to 5. So what you can do here is you can just subtract these two and cancel out x entirely, and you have 2y equals to 28. From there, it's just a simple math, y equals to 14. And you have one of the values. Now you can just plug in, I guess 6x minus 14 equals to 5. And this becomes 6x equals to 19. And x, wait, I did something wrong then. 1 second. What did I do wrong here? No, it's 16. I said that wrong. No, that's not, it's 19. Yeah. I'm sorry. That was some, I don't know what came up.
You want to clear it? You want to clear it and start from again?
Yeah. All right. So yeah, as I said before, you can cancel it out and you get 2y equals to 28. from there, it's just y equals to 14, which okay, I did say that correctly in the first place. And you can plug in for y. So 6x minus 14 equals 15. Equals 5. Wait, no, that's 4. It's 4 because I'm subtracting there. It's 4, and then this becomes what? 20. So 5, 6. No, wait, that's not it either. 7. Yeah, 7. I'm sorry, I keep messing this up. So yeah, so it's 4y equals to 28, and then y is 7, and you can just plug in 7 there. So 6x minus 7 equals to 5, and 6x equals to 12, and x equals to 2. I'm sorry, writing on my screen is kind of confusing me right now. So yeah, you have y equals to 7 and x equals to 2, and that is an answer here. Okay, so in my messages, I just thought, why is it 4y instead of 2y? See, I did it wrong originally. Since it was 6x plus 3y equals to 33, and 6x minus y equals to 5. And I did elimination. That's another strategy of doing it. So I just subtracted the whole equation. And since I did subtract, I have to make this a plus and this a minus, and this is well a minus as well. So this becomes a plus y and 4. So yeah, as someone said, why can't we just input all of the options in there? Yes, you could. I guess that's more time consuming though. Then, well, it depends. For other problems, it is harder, and it would be more time consuming to just plug in numbers. And this is just faster for some problems.
Sahiti?
Sorry, I didn't have a question.
Yeah.
Veda?
Oh, I just had the question, but you already rewrote it, so I understood now.
Yeah, Akash is using this week his computer screen, so is using his finger to write it on the screen directly. Next week onwards, he'll have some kind of external notepad where he would be able to connect and use the pen. So just bear this week. It's a bit of logistics issues for him. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of struggling since I have to write on screen, and that's confusing.
Go on to the next one.
And someone asked in my direct messages, if it is a calculator question, yes, you can just plug in the equations and find intercept as the answer. I guess that is slower though, because you have to start plugging in each of the numbers and x's and y's than just doing this, especially from problems that are this easy. Okay, I'm gonna clear out this. So yeah, I'll give you guys 2 minutes to do this one as well.
Okay, there is a question in the chat.
Okay. Is there?
So what we do when we get the answer, I think just interest of everybody, just keep the answer with you. The reason is we don't want one to copy other. They get opportunity to work on. So it's more of whether you know it. If you know it, just put a check box. Yeah, you're able to solve that particular problem, right? If you don't know it, following more Akash closely would help you, right? So, and also it gives opportunity for the others to ask as well. Mahant, that's for you, okay?
I'll solve it now. So what we do for these types of questions is you isolate for y. You turn it into y equals to mx plus b, simply because that's the slope equation, and it's easiest to figure out why when it's easiest to figure out where the slope will be parallel and there's no solution. So you turn the first equation to -5y equals to -2x plus 8. You divide by -5 on both sides, and that becomes y equals to 2 over 5x plus 8 over 5. And then the second equation, you turn it into k of y equals to -4x plus 17. Divide by k on both sides. And that becomes y equals to -4k plus 17 over k. And what you want now is to make this and this equal, because these two are different. And the only answer that does that is -10. If you plug it in, you want these two to be the same, and these two to be different. And yeah, I guess Cherry, you can go first with questions.
Yeah, wouldn't you divide by -5?
Yeah, I thought I said that. Wait, no, you wouldn't. Wait, would you? Yeah, you would. But it's -5 and -2, they cancel out. See, because I did divide by -5 here. And this is not positive, this is negative. I wrote that wrong.
You want to solve it again one more time?
It is correct, what I did. I just didn't write it correctly here.
Got it. Neha?
Or Neha.
Oh, I had the same question.
Yeah, I did divide by -5 here. I just didn't write it correctly up here.
Yeah.
Ayush?
Yeah, so when you wrote ky is equal to -4x plus 17, wouldn't it be y is equal to -4x over k plus 17 over k for the equation?
So wait, what do you mean is wrong? So
You said so ky is equal to -4x plus 17, right? So when you divide everything by k, wouldn't the equation be y is equal to -4x over k plus 17 over k? I don't see the x in that equation.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Writing is hard here, but
and also, could you explain how you got -10? I wasn't so sure about that.
okay, so what happens here is 4 is 2 times 2, right? And you have the negative here. So you need something to balance out the negative. So all of the positive answers are gone immediately, simply because you want the slope to be the same. And if one is negative, one's positive, that doesn't work. And since 4 is 2 times 2, then we need 5 times 2, and with that is 10.
Aish? Whenever you're done with your question, just lower your hand. That way, like we are keep tracking. Okay, Kiran.
So I got the same answer as you, but my method was a bit different. I just want to know if it's valid. So it's sort of a gut feeling, but like I just saw that 2x and 4x were double of each. And so I just thought that would be -10 for k.
I mean, I guess that works. I'm not really sure if it would work with the harder questions.
I suppose, yeah, that's some ask if it's valid or not. But for this question, it just happened to work, I think.
Yeah, for this question, yes, that would work simply because it's pretty simple.
Okay, thank you.
Arjun?
I had the same question as Karen.
Karthik? Meghana?
So this is not related to this question, but if an answer was 0, would it be many solutions?
The answer was 0. 0, just make it not work at all because the line wouldn't exist. Anything over 0 just doesn't exist.
Sahasra?
I had something like similar to like Karen, I think. Basically I solved it as if you would solve like a systems of equation, and then I saw that like it'd be negative 10y and then ky, and then negative 10 would cancel it out, right?
10y and ky. I'm not entirely
Like
sure
when you
what.
multiply the top equation by 2 to like kind of solve for y, you
Yeah.
get like negative 10y and then ky on the bottom, right? So you'd have to like
Yeah, so
cancel it out.
that could also work. I guess that's what Karen did as well. We just
Yeah.
saw that it's 2 times.
Veda?
So after plugging the negative 10 into the k's, I got y equals 2/5 plus 17 out of negative 10. Am I correct here?
Yes, because the slopes have to be the same because you want them to be parallel, but you want the y-intercepts to be different, so they just never intersect.
And so they don't have like any solution, like no solution.
Yeah, that's what it's asking. It's asking for no solution. Also, there's someone in the chat that said multiplying 8 by 2 is 16, not 17. Yes, that is supposed to be that because you don't want the same exact line, as that would be infinitely many solutions.
Okay, thank you.
Arnav?
For this, usually what I do for these problems is I multiply by, I try to make both the x's equal, and then from there I just plug in a different y, and the only y that would have worked here was negative 10.
So wait, what you do is you isolate for x and then you plug in x.
No, I make both the x's same, and then because whenever it's no solution, then they always make it so that you can't, whenever you multiply the final answer, like the 8 and 17, if you multiply 8 by 2, it would be 16.
Yeah.
So if it's so basically I try to make the same equation out of both of them, so it can't be possible. There's no solution.
Yeah, that is possible. That's what Karen and some others were doing. I guess you guys all saw there's just 2 times. The first equation is the second equation.
Rohan?
I have a question. So like after you solve the first equation, y equals 2 over 5x minus 8 over 5, I kind of zoned out. What do you do after that again?
So when you solve for, okay, so you have the first equation, right? So what you do is you solve the second equation as I wrote over here. Oh, why did it do that? 1 second. So you have the second equation here, right? What you do is you set, so you take out, you isolate for ky in this case. So you do k, why isn't this working? K, glitching out. All right, I'll try this. So ky equals to negative 4x plus 17. It's glitching out. Why? So I'll write this again. So 4x plus ky equals to 17. You have that equation, right? 4x plus ky. All right. Now you isolate for ky. So ky equals to 4x plus negative 4x plus 17. Negative 4x plus 17. Now you divide by k, so you can isolate for y. Y equals to negative 4x over k minus plus 17. Yeah, plus 17 over k. And since you had your original equation of what, y, what has happened? Y equals to negative 2x over 5 plus 8 over 5. What you want to do is you want to make the slopes equal, this and this equal. And you want these two to be different. So the only value that makes the two slopes equal is -10. And with -10, the two y-intercepts aren't the same either. I guess Ayush.
So in order for it to have no solution, you want the slopes to be the same.
Yes, the slope's the same and the y-intercept's different.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Question?
So in general,
Erosion looks like your phone is near to your laptop. Jaya?
So wouldn't it be no solution if you plug in any of those numbers for k?
No. So for, well, no, because like if you plug in any of the other numbers, the slope will be different, and they will cross each other at one point somewhere on the graph, even if it's like not in the first 10. Because think about it, if you plug it in, so instead of like -10, you plug in say -5, the slopes are different, and I guess like you have a graph here, and I guess one of them goes here, and the other one goes up here. Since the slopes are different, they're gonna interact like here.
Okay, so is it like a rule?
Yeah, it's so basically when you have the same slope but different y intercepts, that means the lines are parallel. And anywhere else, like if the slopes is different, then they will interact somewhere on the graph.
Okay, thank you.
Pooja?
So all we're doing for this equation is turning it to y-intercept and just comparing the slopes.
Yeah, so basically what we're doing is we're turning it into y equals to mx plus b because it's easier to just like think of it that way. And we're tracking if like the slopes, how to make this equal, and the y-intercept's different.
Okay, thank you.
Sanvi?
Just to be clear, when it comes to linear equations, no solutions is when the lines are parallel.
Yeah.
Infinite solutions is when the lines are same slope, they're like one the same.
Yeah,
and then what's it called? There's no solution infinite, and then like one solution is always when it crosses only like once.
And with lines, as long as they're not the same and they don't have the same slope, they're always only going to cross once.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Akash, go on to the next one.
Someone is keeps requesting. All right. I guess just any general questions about what we just did was we were doing that for now. So now.
Some of you were asking for the overall schedule. I'm going to post in the general chat. Okay.
One second, I'm running into some technical difficulties. Why does this keep asking me this? Why does it need a MacBook?
What's happening?
It says MacBook is requesting remote control of your screen, and no matter how many times I click deny, it's just doing it over again.
It's coming from anyone?
I don't know.
Maybe you want to rejoin?
Yeah, I'll leave and rejoin 1 sec. How do I leave this? Share. I'll make you the host and leave and rejoin.
Did everyone got the first session recording? Like some of you did not get it. Okay, looks like some of you got and some of you did not. So I posted in the regular channel. Okay. Yeah, I'm making.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, there was some glitches happening, and it was bothering me, and I couldn't. Yeah, 1 second. So I have to do something. Sorry about that. There was some technical difficulties happening. So, yeah, any questions before we go on to actual practice problems? Second. Why is it doing that? Right. We'll just start with questions now, I guess.
Pardon?
Oh, I didn't have any questions. I'm sorry.
Okay, all of you lower the hands in case if you don't have a questions, and then we'll continue. Okay, I made all of you lower the hands. If anybody.
All right, so while we're asking questions, I'll just go to the next. I'll just go to a question. You guys can do it while we're answering questions. For how much longer the session is, I guess 30 longer. I will say after for any questions that anyone has, but as far as like me keeping you guys here, only 30 minutes more.
Look it.
Yeah. Could you go to like the first question, or like could you send me a screenshot in the chat?
Yeah, I'll just go to the first question. Yes. Which one was it? Was it this one?
No, the road one or something.
Yeah, this is the road one.
No, this is, yeah. Now I see it. Yep.
Look it. Take a screenshot.
Yep, I'm taking a picture. 1 second. Got
Rohan?
it.
Rohan?
Did you get the picture?
So for the chat, I only see like direct messages. I don't like, so you said that you were gonna post like a link for something. I don't see anything.
1 second. All right.
Repeat the question, Rohan, one more time.
I'm like, when I click on chat, I only see like direct messages instead of like actual, like, you know, group messages. And you said you're gonna post something. I don't see it.
Oh, I'm not. I'm going to post it in a minute.
All right.
Ihita?
Are you going to post the like schedule on the chat too?
Yes. Right. Akash, go on.
Okay. All right. So for this one, you set the equations equal to each other, and you basically are trying to find what value of C. Let me just annotate this. All right. You're trying to find out what value of C makes the two equations equal to each other. In this case, it's really easy. You just need to find out, since there's only two different things, you have to find out what value of C will make 4x equal to 9x, which is 5. 5x plus 4x is 9x, and the 3 is the same. Equals 9x. Exactly. So the answer is A. Does anyone have any questions on this? This one was really simple. I don't think there's really much to ask, but if you do have any questions. Sathik?
Yeah, so this is just the general question about the SAT. So like how much time should you be taking for like each question?
Around 1 to 2 minutes max, even for the harder ones. Cherry?
Yeah, so for this question, you just want to put the equations equal to each other, right? Like that's all you
Yeah, they give it and you just have to find out whatever value of C makes them equal to each other.
All right, thank you.
Karen?
I just want to ask about the ACT. Does it have a writing portion?
Writing is an essay writing or grammar?
Both.
So I'll tell you this right now, not many colleges look at essay writings anymore simply because it's subjective to whoever graded it. The ACT does have a grammar section, so does the SAT.
But there's no essay writing.
Well, yeah, SAT completely took out the essay writing and ACT still has it, but colleges just don't look at it much anymore.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I don't think anyone else has, oh no, you have a couple questions. Wait, could you guys lower your hands after you're done asking questions? Beta Varshini.
So what I just plugged the number in and then it was equal to each other. Is there another way to solve?
Not really for this type of question, simply because they're just asking you to make the numbers equal to each other. You could just plug in, or you could just solve. It doesn't even really solve. You just take out the 3's, and it's just 9x equals to cx plus 4x, and you just see whatever value fits.
Okay, thank you.
Cherry, do you have a question? Okay, Ahita?
Are all the questions on the SAT multiple choice?
Almost all of them. You do have, I think, 5 free response questions.
So is that on the math section?
It's on the calculator. Okay, it's on. So the math section is split into 2 sections: the no calc and the calc. For the no calc, I think there's 3 or 4, and then for the yes calc, there's 5 questions that are free response.
And is it almost the same for the ACT?
ACT does not have any free response. It's only multiple choice. Pavan, one sec. There.
I just had a question relating to calculators. Will the SAT provide calculators, or will we have to bring in our own calculators?
You have to bring in your own calculator.
And is there like a specified calculator that is recommended for the SAT?
Well, okay, so there's a whole bunch of calculators you can take in. If you just search up lists of acceptable calculators for the SAT, you'll find a bunch.
Okay, thank you.
Pardu?
So can you use scientific calculators for the ACT and the SAT?
What?
Can you use it's called a scientific calculator, I think. Yeah, can you use those kind of calculators for the ACT and the SAT?
I'm not entirely sure what calculator you guys have at school, but I guess you just have to search it up. Just check if your model is allowed.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure 99% of models are allowed, but some are just not, simply because they pose a security risk for like leaking questions and such. All right, I guess that's it for the questions. For the next one.
Akash, you want to take a break? Take a break for 1 or 2 minutes, and yeah, put the question. Take a break for 1 or 2 minutes. I posted first session video link and then entire curriculum schedule, and then as well as first session slides in the chat. Everyone feel free to make a copy of it, and it's like a Google links. You would be able to view it.
For the person who said the SAT is adjusted to 2 hours now, there's no calculator section. I just searched it up. I don't see anything that says there is no calculator section. Yeah, no matter where I see, I don't see it. I could be wrong though. Actually, no, wait, never mind. I see it. So with the digital test, yeah, apparently there is no calculator section. You have a calculator in all sections, and it is reduced from 3 hours to 2 hours now. Yeah, I just saw it. So yeah, I guess for all of these questions, you can use a calculator now. Though I will say it again, you don't need a calculator for all of these, and it's probably easier for most of these just to not use a calculator, and it's just faster too. But yes, you can use a calculator for all of them now.
Aryan, you can ask a question.
How many questions are on the SAT/ACT for math?
I'm not entirely sure. I took mine last year, and I'm pretty sure they changed it to digital now. But when I took it, I think it was like 30 questions with calc, 20 questions without calc, or 35 questions with calc, and then reading is what, 60, and writing is like 55 or 50. Again,
and that's for the.
Oh wait, go ahead.
Is that for the SAT or ACT?
SAT.
Okay.
All right. I guess I'll just do the problem right now. See if I can get the draw button to work this time. So yeah, we can do elimination, which is probably the easiest thing to do, or we could do substitution. Which way do you guys want me to do it? Just like put it in chat, or
Akash, everyone will not be able to put it in the chat. Okay.
How about you guys just raise your hand? Okay, raise your hand if you want elimination. Okay. And I guess that's enough for elimination. What about substitution? All right, it seems elimination it is by a majority too. So we'll just do 3 eliminations. So with this, you leave the first equation by itself and you rearrange the second equation. So you have negative x plus 2y equals negative 19. Now, so you cancel out one of these. So you multiply by 2 to make it 4x, this 4y, I said that wrong. So negative 2x plus 4y equals what? Negative 20, 38, negative 38. So then you take your original equation, 3x plus 4y equals negative 23. And you have your second equation, negative 2x plus 4y equals to negative 38. And now you just subtract all of this, put a negative sign here. So you have 5x equals to 38, so 15, and you have x equals to 3. And from here, you could just get the answer straight away because there's only one of them with 3. But you can also just plug it in. If 2y minus 3 equals negative 19, you add 3 to that side. So 2y equals to negative 16, y equals to negative 8. Ihita?
So which one's better for like medical colleges, the ACT or the SAT?
I'm not entirely sure since I'm not going to the medical side, and I don't think it really matters either. It's dependent on your college, as I said last class. But it's dependent on however the college looks at the ACT versus SAT. Like some colleges have higher acceptance rates for one of them versus the other, and others vice versa.
Thank you.
Niharika asked like, what calculator do I use? I use a TI-84. It is like an older one, but it works. I mean, any calculator really works. It doesn't really matter as long as it's not banned. Rohan?
So if you do 3x minus x, wouldn't it be, 3x plus x, wouldn't it be 4x instead of 5x?
Where?
The
3x?
bottom right.
Okay, so on the bottom right, so 3x, x equals to 3. So where did I put 3? Oh yeah, 3x over here. Okay, so basically it's 5x because you're subtracting the 2. So wait, what do you mean I have a 3x other than here? Because that's the only 3x I see. It's like I have to unmute you, I think. Yeah, so where do you mean 3x?
So
That's
like after you rearrange the second equation, you would get a negative x plus 2y. So then like
Yeah.
if you like subtract both of the equations like between each other, wouldn't like 3x like minus x equal to 4x?
So you don't immediately subtract them simply because you want to make this and this equal. So what you do for that, I multiplied this entire equation by 2 because that gives me 4y plus 4y. And then I subtracted so I can eliminate this plus 4y and this plus 4y. And if you do negative of negative 2x is positive 2x, plus 3x is 5x, and negative of negative 38 is 38, minus 23 is 15, and you get 5x equals to 15, and x equals to 3. Here, I'll unmute you just in case you still have a question, but or not. Okay. Prabha?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 2 questions. So for such problems, which one is faster? Is the elimination method faster or substitution?
This depends on how well you can do either of them. Like, I guess in this question, elimination is faster since you're only multiplying by 2. But for others, they're just written in a way that like elimination is just slower. But questions like this, I guess elimination is faster.
Also, another question is, do we always just make the y value equal to each other, or can we do the 3x minus x, or does it not matter?
Wait, well, do you always have to make no? Yeah, you can do either of them. You can multiply by 3 and just set the x is equal to each other and cancel them out.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Veda?
Would you be able to just summarize what you did to solve again one more time?
Okay, so what I did is I took this equation, I rearranged it into this. So for me, you don't have to rearrange, it doesn't really matter. And then I multiplied this equation by 2. So I got that equation. And that one was weird. But yeah, so and then from there, I took this equation that I multiplied by 2. I subtracted it from the first equation that I didn't change at all. And I got 5x equals to 15 because the y's canceled out after I multiplied by 2 here. And I got x equals to 3. And from there, you can immediately get the answer because there's no other 3 available in the x values. But just because I plugged in the x equals to 3 and I got 8, negative 8, which matches up with answer B.
But when you're doing 3x minus 2x, isn't it just x?
No, it's 3x minus negative 2x. I don't think I showed this long.
Oh, okay.
Because
3x
you're subtracting it, it's elimination.
Okay, thank you.
Pooja?
So I plugged in B for the equation, but it doesn't come up like, the answer, they don't come out equal to. So I don't understand how it's, how it's
9, negative 8. So 4 times negative 8 times negative 8 is negative 48, or no, negative 32. Yeah, 32, negative 32. Plus 9 is negative 23. So that works for the first equation. And then negative 8 times 2, negative 16. Negative 16 minus 3 is 19. I'm not entirely sure how you didn't get that working, but yeah, I'll unmute you just in case.
Okay, I just did the equation wrong, but okay, thank you.
Sign?
So how do you got negative 2x plus 4y equals negative 38 for the second equation?
Okay, so basically what I did is I first rearranged this equation over here. And, okay, we'll ignore the Kathy scan. And then I multiply that by 2 into negative 2x plus 4y equals negative 38. And then I eliminated it because the 4 and y were the same.
Okay, thanks.
All right, I guess that's it for questions about this one. Clear drawing. Right, I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Class will end around 1 o'clock, but I will stay longer if you guys have any questions that are not related to this.
So I posted all like curriculum, first class training material, slides, second class as well. Okay. In case if someone did not get it, Akash, just display your email ID one more time.
I have it on the slide, the tutoring thing that you put, but oh yeah, I'll send it in.
Put it in the chat one more time.
Yep.
Sanvi, you can ask the question.
Real quick, is that 1 p.m. or like 1 p.m. Eastern time?
Well, it's 15 minutes from now.
Oh. Okay, I'm in Pacific time. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay.
Pranav?
Didn't we already do this problem?
We did not. No, wait, did we?
I thought we did.
Let me check. I think we might have. I put my email for questions, but I'll check.
It's a different problem, I believe. It's just very similar to like another one. Actually, no, it's the same one.
Wait. Yeah, that's the same one. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry, that was different. So.
Yeah, here's the actual problem. Isn't the same as before?
I think we did not solve this one, right?
Yeah, we didn't solve this one.
Yeah, Sanjay, you want to ask the question?
So would you recommend me to take the ACT or the SAT for like a computer science major?
Doesn't really matter. Both are fine. I guess it just depends on which one you find easier.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Sanvi?
Oh, I don't have a question. I forgot to lower my hand. Sorry.
Pavan?
I'm not able to see the bottom half of question D, like the answer choice D.
Here. I think we also provided the tutoring, the link for these slides as well.
Go,
But
go little up, Akash. Just this
I
slide.
don't think I can. It's covering up. This is covering at the bottom, but the bottom answer is 2 over 3x plus 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you want to go and spend time?
All right. So for this one, you can use process of elimination. Since the y-intercept is at 3, you can immediately take out a and d. And then it's a matter of slope. It's rise over runs. You're going down what? 3 every 2. So you're going down 3. So it's rise over run, right? You're going down 3, therefore it has to go down 3, negative 3. And then you're moving over 2. And the only answer that matches that is B. I think most of the people got that though. Anyone have any questions? Beta?
Why are A and D ruled out again?
Because the slope, the y-intercept is at 3. And since the plus B part is not 3 in either of these, you can immediately just take out both of them. All right. Does anyone else have any questions for this one? No? Okay. Okay, so I'll give you guys another 2 minutes to solve this one. This is one with 3 values. 3 variables. This is still pretty easy, but yeah. Also, Veda, could you lower your hand if you don't have a question? Thanks. All right, I'll solve it and then I'll answer any questions. So for this one, it's still elimination. Even though there is an extra variable, you can just subtract all this entire thing. And this becomes x plus y equals 6. And that is by far the easiest way of getting it, since this is asking for x plus y. Therefore, you have your answer 6. That's 6. Okay, Meghna?
So my question is like for this one, is it non-calculator or calculator? Because for this one, I know you can plug it into your graphing calculator.
You don't need to. This one is, it's okay. So for this one, you don't need your calculator at all, and it's I can technically plug it in, but I don't think it would, since there's 3 variables.
Are there like any questions where they give you like 3 x answers?
3 what?
Because like I learned these problems like last unit, and then when we plugged it in, the calculator gave like 3 answers for x. Is that like a different type of question?
I'm not entirely sure. I've never been into a problem where I got 3 answers to the same thing without 2 of them being wrong. All right, so for the person who was asking, I don't understand how you did that. So for this one, you know the z is the same, and you only want x plus y. So you can just immediately just take out the z's through elimination. And if you subtract it, you do get x plus y equals to 6.
Real quick, how'd you get z is equal to 7?
Wait, where did I? Well, so basically what I did is I didn't even calculate z at all. I immediately just took it out since I don't need it. And if I just subtract the whole thing through elimination, you can just get rid of it immediately. And then from there, you just subtract 2x minus x and 2y minus y. And then you subtract 19 and 13, and you get 6 on this, and then x plus y.
Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you.
Sonika?
So instead of asking, like if the question asked what's the value of x or what's the value of y instead of x plus y, would you be able to do that?
No, simply because there's just not enough information. Say if this was like what? If this was 2y, I would know what x is, but it isn't. Or say this was like what? 4, and this was like 2z and 2y, and this was like also 4. Or no, let's say 6. And then you just multiply the whole thing by 4. Then you can find out what one individual variable is. But like when it's like this, there just isn't enough information.
Okay, thank you.
Sai?
So I have a question. In the real SAT, will there be, for these types of questions, in the bottom equation, will there be numbers by the x's and y's and z's?
Yes, most likely, more than likely, there will be numbers in there. And I guess mostly for these types of problems, elimination is probably your best bet. Other than that, if there isn't a way to eliminate, I'm gonna guess there's gonna be like some other value on the opposite side that allows you to cancel out one of the variables, and then you just have a regular equation that you can solve, just substitute for.
Okay, all right, I got it.
Cherry?
Yeah, all right. So after you eliminate the z's, you just subtract 13 from 19, right?
Yep, and that's your x plus y.
So is that universal for like all equations like this?
Yeah, so when you're eliminating, you take out everything. You just subtract everything on that side, the top and bottom.
Okay.
And but the thing with elimination is make sure you always like you cancel out whatever values you don't need. Because if you just have one equation that has a bunch of variables and you have nothing else like to do with them, you're not going to get the answer.
Oh, okay. So it's not that you just subtracted the z from z. You subtracted x plus y plus z from 2x plus 2y minus. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and always make sure you have the variables you need at the end and don't have any extra variables.
All right. Yeah.
Pavi, so as I said before, on the SAT, there is written response questions. I think 5 of them with calc and then 4 or 5 without calc. ACT does not have any written responses. Kieran? Also, Cherry, could you lower your hand?
Is it possible to find every value in, say if it asks for X, Y, and Z, is it possible to find that?
No.
No, I'm pretty
Because
sure.
there's actually no, wait, no, technically yes, because if you do this, you can
Yeah.
solve for Z
For
is
me,
7.
I got X as Y, X as 5, Y as 1, and Z as 7.
This, wait, let me just think about it. So 7 is Z, so you take out that 9, 12. Well, no, because I wouldn't know what X and Y are, because they could be the opposite of whatever you got.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like for me, I got X or Y could equal 5, or X or Y could equal 1.
Yeah, they won't ask you. They won't ask you that question simply because there isn't enough information to say X is this number versus X is the other number.
Since there are multiple solutions to this. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Shreya?
So when I do systems of equations, I usually add the two equations.
I mean,
and I still get the same answer.
I'm not entirely sure if adding always works. I guess it does in some cases, but 99% of the time, subtracting is probably better. I'm not entirely sure. I don't use adding.
Okay.
Okay, we will go to the next question. We have like 3 minutes left. We can do one more question and then I'll just answer questions if you guys have them. This one's another really easy one. You guys could probably get this in under a minute, but yeah. All right, for this one, I'll just go pretty fast because we have no time. The reason I have this question, even though it is really just addition, is because it's asking for something that's not X or Y. And that is something the SAT does a lot. Same with the ACT. They love to trick you and ask you for like what 5X and like 3Y plus 3Y is, instead of just like what X plus Y is or just what X is. And that is something they do a lot, especially with harder problems. For this one, you just add them together and you get 2,500. But for other problems, it's the way that they phrase the question is just different. So make sure to read the entire question before actually trying to solve it. Like a couple of times for these types of questions, I just do this. I solve the systems of equations, and then I find the X and Y, or X or X just Y. I just think that's the answer. And that could trip you up. Mahita, so basically the video will be posted. The answers to the questions, no, but like just since we didn't get to all the questions, I'll put the answers to the remaining questions in the speaker's notes so you guys can look at it there.
Akash, is this a slide 21 right now?
I think so. I'm sorry. This is slide 19.
Okay, Shreya wants a slide 21 question. You want to just quickly go over that and spend a couple of minutes?
Yeah. So which one? One or two?
Shreya?
Both, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just do both. I'll give you guys like a minute to do this and I'll solve it. I'm sorry.
While you're solving it, question from Pavan. Is there any practice questions or website where I can find the questions like these? So I think Akash posted in the first session a reference to a couple of Amazon links where he recommended, what was the book name, Akash?
I recommended multiple. I did one for Princeton, the Princeton Review's official SAT prep. Another one I did was Barron's SAT math workbook, which is a bit more advanced, I guess. And I think I did one more, the ACT Black Book. I'm not entirely sure. All right. So I guess I'll just answer these. Also, we are done with the class. You guys can go if need be, but I will do these two. And yeah, I'll answer any questions after. So for these, you multiply the second equation by 5, first of all. So you have 3x. Your first equation is 3x plus 5y equals 6, correct? Then you multiply the second equation by 5. So you have 10x plus 5y equals to 20. So you can subtract either way. I'll subtract from the second one and then the first one. So you have 7x, or you can have negative 7x. And these two cancel out, and negative 14, and x is equal to 2, which is A. And then for number 2, for this one, what you can do is you can cancel out, I think, yeah, these two. You can cancel out this and this for an answer. So you have what, 8x plus 3y plus 2z. And you can multiply this equation by 3, I think. Yeah, 3. So you have, wait, 8x plus 3. So you have 6x, or wait, did I do that right? Oh, wait. Is that 2z? It is. One sec. I haven't looked at this one much yet. What is z? So you calculate for z, multiply by 3 there. Oh, 1 second. 4, 3. Okay, so yeah, you set up a system of equations of 3 different things. 1 second, I'm just gonna clear this all out. So this answer is 2. This one is, so you have 8x plus 3y plus 2z equals 22. And then this, the other equation, 4x plus y minus 3z equals negative 6. I'm sorry if I'm writing this really badly. And then you have 2x plus y minus z equals 0. Okay, so for this one, I wrote this quite bad. So it's y here, and then 3z minus z. Sure. I'll just rewrite the second equation again. 4x plus y minus 3z equals negative 2. All right, I'm just going to write this out in my notebook and solve it real quick.
Yeah, while Akash solving it, I know we are already started losing quite a bit of people. Is the, I mean, for this class, do you have a right amount of questions, or you want to see little less number of questions? Can you raise for the right amount of questions? Can you raise the hands over there on the call? Okay, only 25 out of like 150 people. Let's see. You feel like a lot of questions? Okay, only 7-8 people. So still we don't have a good understanding whether like we are covering enough questions or we are going too many questions.
So I'm taking a while. Forgot how to do these. It's been a while since I did this one, these types of questions. So what is z?
Akash, I know like we already started losing quite a bit of people. You want to resolve this question to the next class, it's fine. We can resume this question on the next class.
Yeah.
Add it to the next class, this question, okay?
Yeah, I'll just do this one by next class. I'll answer any questions you guys have right now.
Can you just say the answer real quick? I solved it. I just want to know if I'm correct.
I don't have the answer on me right now. I was solving it. I put this one last minute because I felt like I should probably have a harder question in there somewhere. So I don't have the questions on me, but I guess like email me. I sent my email in there and I'll confirm it.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you all. we are about 5 minutes over the class, and we'll pause it. And whenever the session recording is available, we'll share it. And then see
And
you all in the
Roshan,
next Sunday class.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say, like, you can solve this by taking 2 of these, and then you can use elimination to have only 2
That's what
variables. Then you
that's
use
what I was
the
trying to find out.
other 2.
That's
and
what I was, yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but it was taking me a while since I haven't done this type of question before.
Just wanted
Wow.
to remind you.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I guess that's it for this class. I'll end the session. See you guys next week, I believe.
Thank you all.
Thank you.